doing there?
Ho, ho, ho.
No, I'm talking about the one with the pineapple sculpture.
I'm sorry that you were.
I thought you were just returning.
I know I put on some weight, but you don't got to insult me.
And then you just started by saying ho, ho, ho. So anyways, guys.
Welcome. I guess I insulted you. So
I know. All right. Anyways, guys, welcome to episode 130 of the SoFLo Sports Show. It's your host, 305 Sports Babe, co-host Lou from Dade. Tonight, we have a very special guest, such a dear friend of ours. He's been on the show before. We've been on his show last night and times before. We're excited to play a little Christmas game with him, talk Dolphins football, talk Canes, little Marlins. And yeah, it'll be a good night.
Yeah, and we are it's December 23rd. And we are 2 days away from Christmas. Christmas Eve is tomorrow.
Noche Buena.
Noche Buena for those down here in Miami. We have our tree, kind of a tree. We have a cacti tree. So that's pretty cool. So we got that out. And it's an exciting time of the year. Just 8 days left in the year 2025, which has had its ups and downs down here, specifically with South Florida sports.
I mean, Panthers obviously won the Stanley Cup.
You got two champions, the Panthers, and also Inter Miami has won a championship down here locally. So a lot to be thankful for. And by the way, the Hurricanes, which we'll talk about, they are still in the mix. Just 3 games away, 2 games away from getting to the championship game down here at the Hard Rock, at their home stadium, and 3 games away from winning it all. So who knows?
I was talking to my coworker today, and we were just saying how crazy would it be if they were in the national championship down here in Miami. Like, just to be in it, it would flip the city over. It would be amazing. Yeah,
prices are already crazy for that game.
Yeah,
but if the local team sneaks in,
oh my gosh,
prices would be through the roof.
Crazy.
Stay tuned for that.
Payment plan now. So anyway, guys, tonight's episode is called Naughty or Nice, the SoFLo Sports Show edition. We're going to be talking about the naughties and the nices on the Miami Dolphins. So definitely want to hear your opinion on who you think should be on the naughty list and on the nice list. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, what do you say? Let's bring on our guest.
Yes, bring on our guest. You know him from the Fins Faithful podcast. He's
so good.
Huge South Florida sports fan, but he covers the Dolphins like nobody else. Our guy, George. How you doing, George?
Good. Thank you, man. I'm still recovering from last night's show, man. That was fun. It got intense.
Guys, last night, if you haven't seen it, be sure to go to Fins Faithful. We were on a show last night, so it was us two with George, and then George's host, it was Jason Sarney, and then you had Bobby from the Dive Bar, and then you had Sammy, and it was just like, it was the Christmas Eve of like everybody. It was such a great time. So be sure to go back and watch that episode. It was fantastic.
He also did a great job of putting a bunch of Dolphin players up, and there was gifts beneath. We had to match the players to the gift. That was a great game. But the highlight for me, I think for all, was the Christmas movie draft. We actually did a draft. We each had 5 picks. I think I did pretty well myself. I don't know, did we finally come up with a winner?
I think it was between you and was it Sammy maybe? I liked it. I actually, not because I'm on your show. I like both of your guys' draft. Yeah. But Lou, you get the edge. I said last night you didn't miss. I took some risk, and apparently my draft wasn't very good. But you didn't miss on one pick, Lou. You were smart across the board. Yeah.
I could only do with what you put up there. I saw the list. I encourage everybody to watch the show, your channel, period, but definitely watch that show last night. It was awesome. I will say my first 2 picks I went with the safe pick, the all-time Hall of Fame pick, if you will, Miracle on 34th Street.
This thing's coming real close to hitting this. I'm just gonna flip it
sorry.
That way. Okay.
And then I went with Bad Santa as my second pick. So I went nice guy and crazy at the same time. So
the theme of your show, Naughty and Nice. You went best player available all rounds. I had the controversial. I took Home Alone 2 over Home Alone 1. Controversial pick, but.
And then after your show, it was like, I don't know, I had dinner, it was like 10:15. Yeah. We're on the couch, and Lou was like, do you want to watch Christmas movies? I was like, bro, you need to wake up at 6:30 for work. Go to sleep. Like, you got him so in the mood to want to watch Christmas movies. Yeah. So we have a lot of
well, I'm happy to be on, guys. You guys do a great show as always, and you guys, you're friends. I consider you guys friends. You're great people off camera, and that means more to me than anything. You guys are really good people. So anytime, I'm down to come on.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we're checking into the chat. We got Russ is in the room, and also Miami Mike. So, guys, thank you guys. Wishing you guys a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and definitely if you're watching over our next, come on over to YouTube. Make sure you like tonight's episode and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And definitely do the same for George and the Vince Faithful podcast.
Okay, so before we get into the Naughty or Nice game, which I'm like busting out of the steams because I cannot wait to show you guys like what I created, and I want to know where you put everybody and pretty much their mothers and everything. We got to talk about a little kind of like the state of the Dolphins right now.
Let's recap, the game. Recap the game that just took place this past Sunday.
So we're coming off a loss to Bengals. Joe Burrow, Mike Gesicki, and team came down here. Game was supposed to be a Sunday night game, got flexed to 1 p.m., and we lost. And before the game, a few days before, we found out that Tua was not going to be the starting quarterback. They were going to take QB3 right over Zach Wilson and go for Quinn Ewers. And Quinn Ewers was their starting quarterback. He looked decent the first half of the game, and then the second half, we just collapsed, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah, no doubt. And, again, this game, as you mentioned, got flexed out. Actually, a second year in a row, we've gotten flexed out of a night game late in December against an Ohio team. We got flexed out of the game against the Browns last year in Cleveland, and now again against the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's unfortunate because, if you want to put up that one.
We were there.
We were there. Yeah, we were there for the game on Sunday. But this was the game that the Dolphins, as you see there, wore their throwbacks. George, how do you feel about the throwback logo? Do you?
I'm down with that, or the one I wore on my Santa hat. I left it in the car. I should have brought it, but the Dolphins, the Ricky Williams era kind of logo, that one and the throwback, much better than this soft Miami Dolphin logo we got now. But yeah, I love it. It just the field looks great. The uniform, you look at it and you wonder, why are we doing this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with us? Why are we? Who made this new logo?
Yeah, no, seriously.
So, guys, it's getting a little dark out. I'm going to put a little holiday lights on, okay?
Oh.
Right, a little holiday lights. So, just, it's dark here early in Miami, so I'll put on lights.
I like it. Perfect.
Okay.
So, before the game, they also, or at halftime, I should say, but they put it out there that they were going to bring in some of the greatest players in Dolphins history.
Amazing.
There they are, right on top of the 50-yard line logo, the old logo, which is amazing. And they put a 60, because this is the 60th anniversary of the Dolphins football, and they put the 60 logo over it. And there you see, again, so many of the Dolphins greats in those aqua jackets. And Larry Zonka and Bob Greasy were actually the captains of the game.
Yeah.
They went out there for the coin toss. So this was a surreal scene and really cool to see all these great Dolphins. Our guy Richmond Webb was there.
Anthony Fasano was there.
I don't know if you qualify him among the.
Mind your business. No one asked your opinion on him. He was there.
These top guys. But George, you've had Richmond Webb on your show, so it means a lot to see him out there, and hopefully he's going to push to the Hall of Fame here. But how did you feel about this leading up to the game, seeing all these greats?
I thought it was incredible. The video they put out, I mean, I got to give them credit. It's real. Something about the 60, it just hits different than 50, like the 60 years. And but again, bigger picture here. Oh, Richmond, by the way, that story that Armando said about Bruce Smith was fantastic. I mean, I had goosebumps when he said it, by the way. I have a short of it. I can explain it here. But bigger thing is, how cool was that? But they had to watch that performance. It seems like every time we have one of these things, we pull out this kind of blowout loss. I mean, I would love to be a fly on the wall in those conversations at dinner when those guys after the game, Larry Zonka, Webb, and all these guys. But yeah, awesome. They do it. We could say a lot about the Dolphins, but when it comes to this stuff, they do a great job. And And by the way, the Richmond Webb thing, just quickly, if you wanted me to tell that story real quick, because I thought it was worth it. We had Armando Salguero on who covered this team for a while, and he said he texted Richmond Webb Bruce Smith 3 years ago and never heard back from him. And the other day he gets a ding. It's a text from Bruce Smith saying, "Sorry it took me so long, but absolutely, Richmond Webb is a Hall of Famer!" Exclamation point. So after 3 years waiting, they didn't get a lot of the he reached out to Richmond to Bruce years ago and no response. So you're thinking, okay, he finally did. And I think apparently Bruce is going through some stuff, but yeah, that was cool. That look, I don't know what's going to happen. He said, I don't know if it's going to help his case, hurt his case, if it's going to do anything, but at least they know somebody at that level who play lineup them is saying, yes, this guy's absolutely off.
100%, and not just he's the top level. I mean, he's the NFL's all-time sacks leader. Was a terror on quarterbacks in back then a 16-game season. Now it's a 17-game season. But he just before that extra game got picked up, he was doing this in a 16-game year, and just a true terror out there on the field. And yes, we were in Buffalo earlier this year. Mm-hmm. We've talked to people. He is up against it right now. He's going through some stuff, so definitely keep him in your prayers. Yes. And it's a great thing that he, at least took a little time there to confirm that Richmond Webb is indeed a Hall of Famer. So that was awesome.
So let's check in the chat. Sweet Paul in the house sending us hearts. We send you hearts back. My grandmother is also in the chat. Good evening. I am on. Hello, Non. Barista Benny. Merry Christmas, wonderful people. Merry Christmas to you, you wonderful person, you. So, okay. So let's talk more about the game. So everything, to set the tone was great, right? All these alumni come back. It's the week of Christmas.
We're in the originals.
We're in the throwbacks. This whole talk with Tua, okay, he's benched. Quinn Ewers finally gets his start. He gets the, time to shine. And here he is coming out of the tunnel. You got a great shot of him. So you have
Quinn Ewers right there in the middle. First time our seats are right next to the tunnel. So we're going to document this moment where he comes out of the tunnel for the first time as a starter. George, we were talking on your show last night. I know we're not really expecting, so much here from Quinn Ewers. He is the role that he is, and that's why he got picked where he did. I do want to ask you this, though. There was a lot of reports last year while we signed Zach Wilson that he was, Sean Payton gave him credit. He said, look, he didn't take a snap all last year in Denver, but Sean Payton went on to praise him, saying that, he was a professional. He did things the right way. But then reports come out that he's maybe not as focused as he should be in a serious role where backing up Tua means that you could be in the game at any moment. And maybe that's the reason why he wasn't picked over Quinn Ewers. Have you heard anything different? And what was your take on going straight to the rookie instead of giving, by the way, a still very young 26-year-old Zach Wilson a shot?
Yeah. Well, as far as Zach, we had the day he signed, about an hour in that opening day of free agency, I had Benjamin Albright on, who covers the Broncos. You probably know him on Twitter, Ben Albright. And he told me the guy that Mike likes is Zach Wilson. And they like him in that building. And not an hour later, he's the guy they pick. Yeah, I've heard some things about Zach this year, and he was not happy about what happened, and he let it be known. He just wasn't happy. He let it be known that he wasn't happy about it. So I don't think you'll be seeing Zach Wilson. I think, look, Zach Wilson is Zach Wilson. I think in this system, and the one thing good about Quinn Ewers when they drafted him, and obviously this quarterback is going to have a change next year as far as your leader and your QB1. But you brought in a quarterback that you saw him out there can run the system that you built for Tua. Because this whole offense is built around Tua Tagovailoa. This whole team is built around. You saw a quarterback with similar skill set for the first time. That's what your quarterback should look like, who can run an offense when you have it so designed for such a specific type of quarterback. You probably looked at it and say, some of the stuff kind of looks like Tua a little bit. I thought he played well. I thought he executed the offense when he was in structure. When it was within the structure of the offense, especially in that first half. And again, you could see some of those strengths that mirrored Tua's, which again was a smart move. But second half, of course, the adjustments, the defense is adjusted. They kind of knew what we were doing a little bit, and the off-script stuff, you started seeing, okay, now he looks like a rookie. Some of the interceptions, one of them wasn't on him, but I do like his moxie. I like that he didn't get rattled. He didn't look lost out there. He didn't look like he didn't belong. I think you look at him and say, hey, there's something there, more likely probably a backup quarterback, and that's nothing to shrug your shoulders. That's valuable as well. That's what I see. That's what I saw him coming out of college. But he did look – it's not a complete bust. I don't think he's going to be a Skylar Thompson. I think there's something to work with there as far as that. And Zach Wilson is the kind of guy that I don't think ever fit this system, even though people said he would. I just don't think he has the accuracy, the brain to process fast enough. He is what he is. This is not another Sam Darnold.
One person that I don't think that we should waste another second with down here is Coach Mike McDaniel. You were kind of even calling for his firing on Monday, the week of Christmas. So Grinch-like, like you are so fed up with it. George, on a scale 1, he could be invited to your house on Christmas, or 10, kick him out of Miami right now, shoeless. How do you feel about Coach McDaniel right now?
Wow, that's a
Yeah, is he coming over?
That's a lot for him.
Is he coming over for Noche Buena, or are you kicking him out on the next Amtrak train without shoes?
He's gone. You can take Tua with him, take Champ Kelly, take everybody in that building with him.
Yeah.
Guys, I said it last night, and I've been saying it. I said it last week. Because I knew this was going to happen. I knew that once he goes to Quinn Ewers or another quarterback, because his only argument was to go to Ross and say, hey, look, you asked me to come in here and elevate Tua to his potential. Check mark. I did it. I even probably got him beyond what he should be doing. And it's true, he did that. But the problem is you also advocated for the extension. So what happens is I know fans will be like, okay, new quarterback, look, they come out first half. Let's say they win that game 28-20. Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. McDaniel with the new quarterback, it was Tua. But no, I think that could have been the best thing that happened yesterday, because you realize a new quarterback's not going to fix these things that Mike does. You know, the lack of adjustments, the lack of leadership. You know, and the scary part, if Stephen Ross was still on the fence about keeping him, that's probably the scary part, that he was still debating it. But to me, I said it last night, it didn't hurt McDaniel's case to be fired. To me, that game defined it. You saw the reports kind of shift a little bit on Monday for the day before, and everybody was saying it looks like he could be coming back. The only real argument that I could see them bringing him back would be if you're going to tank next year and you want him to do the placeholder, because, you know, that's the only way, but that's risky. This team still might mess around. You know how they are and win 8-9 games. Then what? You're bringing him back again? At some point, you got to clean house. You started with Greer. You did Tua. Finish the job. No more half measures. Waiting is risky. You got to finish the job. It makes no sense. I don't even know what it looks like when we Daniel back here.
Yeah, agreed. And so, so Miami.
So going off what I said, we have some other opinions.
Yeah.
First, I want to say hi to Jeremy in the house. Jeremy, hello. Happy holidays. He does a great job covering Florida State. Mike Rivera said kick him out of the Amtrak train. So he wants him on the train, but they kick him right off. So he's not even staying on the train. Barista Betty said, I can't even have him at my Christmas dinner. The high-rise sweaters would never work. So, okay, I think we're all in agreement that McDaniel should not be here.
I'll drive him to the train. I'll be nice. I'll drive him to the train.
Take him over there.
He's not invited to anybody's Noche Buena, and then nobody it's like obvious.
Yeah, I would say, and I know we're going to get into Ashley's show here, which I'm not prepared for. You to talk about this.
I don't care. That's how I want it.
But, so you go, Quinn Ewers, I'm with you. It is what it was. He did throw the ball 30 times, which is a lot more than Tua's been throwing, and rightfully so. But I think you got to let him just sling it at this point. See if anything what you have, and also to see if he could be a backup. Moving forward, he's on a cheap deal, 4-year deal. He actually was making more money at Texas last year than what he got paid here for his 3 years guaranteed that he signed for, which is incredible. So we got to see what we have in him. Going back to McDaniel, and I know Ashley's going to get to this as well, but another game, George, where he cannot make the adjustment at halftime. The first half, it was a 17-14 game. I thought we were 1 or 2 plays away that we could have, on that last drive before the half ended, could have either tied the game or even tried to take a shot down in the end zone to take the lead. But, he didn't make the right play calls there. And then coming out of the locker room in a typical McDaniel fashion, they get outscored 21-0 in the third quarter, and the game's out of hand. And then you see his press conference after the game, and he goes on and says, and I could quote here, but he goes on to say somewhat.
Why torture us with that?
Yeah, I don't want to quote you on. I don't want to quote him exactly, but he goes on to say something to the effect of, well, I'm really upset and I'm frustrated and angry about this third quarter thing. He called it third quarter thing that keeps on happening. And we're in week 16, going to week 17, 2 games left. And he's even admitting that this keeps on happening. Well, whose fault is that? It's his fault. So, how are we going to get around this? When are we going to learn that you can't teach an old dog new tricks? He is what he is. 4 years in, this is what we got, and this is what it is.
There's a great stat I heard. Leading when we're down in the half, we're 4-23. When we don't have the lead going into the second half, we're 4-23. And great point. I'll wrap that part up with this. So I won't take too long. 24-14. I tweeted out, what is he going to do now? He's down 10. He runs 3 straight times. Passes 3 straight times, led to the interception. The game was out of hand. It was probably going to get out of hand because you saw look, the talent levels, there's a difference there. Talent wins out. Jack Jones on T. Higgins. Jack Jones couldn't cover him any better. It's just elite talent. You saw what an elite quarterback looks like. I thought Joe Burrow was masterful in that game. And you saw how there's no scheme. There's no system. That's what I call them aircraft carriers. That's what they look like. We don't, you know what I mean? We got a nice, Honda Accord that can not even drive. He's got to sit in the passenger seat. And, but we put some NOS in it and it works, a.k.a. Tyreek Hill. But guess what? The tank runs out. You're still a Honda Accord. You're not an aircraft carrier.
So Russ makes a good point, or not even a point, just a question, and it's just the biggest question kind of going on down here. So, and this is coming from an Eagles fan.
I would not.
So, if the Dolphins get rid of McDaniel, does he get another head coach job? Okay, a team would be crazy to invest in him. So, if you're a team that's crazy, yes. If you're a team that wants to win and uphill, then no. Or does he go to back at the offensive coordinator? Offensive coordinator would be the most logical thing. And does Tua go somewhere else? Has to go somewhere else. I mean,
I think he's got to be. Get up here.
Eat the money. Do what you got to do. You got to addition by subtraction. Yeah, Tua. I'm pretty confident. 100% Tua won't be back next year.
So Russ, to answer your question, coming from Dolphins Nation to Eagles Nation, we're pretty much 99% in agreement. McDaniel needs to go. I don't think he's going to pick up as a head coach. We don't care what he does.
He's an Eagles fan.
Russ is.
Yes.
We'll take your assistant GM though. Hollaby.
Yes.
Jason,
Russ, are you listening? And then Russ also says, when does Hans Gruber fall off the Nakatomi Plaza? Well, Russ, we're going to watch that tomorrow night. It'll happen around 11:30 tomorrow night on Christmas Eve.
Is that before or after church though?
That's after.
Okay,
church.
just asking. Okay.
But yeah, so let's go. So another guy that did have a good game, a guy's been doing it all year. And put up this.
I'm getting it. I was going to introduce it.
It's Jordan Brooks, 14 tackles on Sunday. This guy's been a stud, yet somehow, the Pro Bowl rosters got released today.
And only one guy's in for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Devon
we only got one guy, but not just Jordan Brooks got snubbed. He's an alternate. So the alternates are Jordan Brooks, Minka Fitzpatrick, Jalen Waddle, and Alec Ingold. But you want to tell me who else you feel? How do you feel about Jordan Brooks not being a starter in the game? And
I think the biggest one is Aaron Brewer. Not even
thank you.
That's the one. I looked at the list ahead of him. Linderbaum and Humphrey, pretty good. But Aaron Brewer, I think what I do think sometimes I think they strike him to say he's a scheme specific center. If you put him, and I agree, if you put him in that power gap kind of run scheme, might not be successful. Those guys can probably. But you could say the same thing about those other guys. I think it's highway robbery that he's not that Aaron Brewer's not. He's been playing at an unbelievable level. H-Chain great to get in. Brooks, I think Brooks, and I get killed for saying this. Actually, when you look at Brooks, if you kind of watch the game back, he played okay, not as good as those flash moments he had. I think his play's been a little bit elevated in this environment he's in, but he's had a fantastic year. To me, being a Pro Bowl, he should be in the Pro Bowl, but Aaron Brewer by far is the one that's the biggest travesty. I can't get that. He's had
no doubt.
Brooks, by the way, deserves to get in, but I do think he's in a little bit of elevate. Sometimes you get in places where they elevate you, where your perception is that you're better than you are because you take on the leadership on a team. I've always said that, but still, phenomenal season, Jordan Brooks. But Aaron Brewer, man, I don't know about you guys. How do you feel? Absolutely. What do you guys think about that?
Absolutely. He's been consistent. He's a leader, captain of one of the captains. He's a guy that is opening up holes, doing his best to protect too. But the guy throwing back there that really shouldn't have been there in the first place, and Tua, and avoiding him getting concussed again. So no, I 100% he should have been selected.
I will say this about Brooks though. At the beginning of the season, I was thinking, is it because the defensive line is still playing so bad? But no. The second half of the season, he's really turned it up, and he's playing at a physical level that's crazy. This Jordan Brooks, I didn't expect him to be this good.
With the Pro Bowl, I just feel like the last few years, the Dolphins, I don't want to say have been snubbed, but it's been less and less Dolphins presence there.
They're irrelevant. That's
the thing.
Yeah.
I remember when the Pro Bowl officially moved to Orlando, or it was something, but I went with my dad. And I remember being so proud being a Dolphins fan there. There's so many Dolphins players there. And now it's just such like a one and done, just have a presence there because we need to have a presence. Obviously, Devon Achane very much deserves to be there. But it's just, I feel like other teams have such a better time, such a heavier presence, and the Dolphins is just kind of like that token guy who just has to be there because someone has to be there.
Yeah, and I will say also that it's a team game, right? Football's the ultimate team game, and it's a direct reflection on if your team is winning or not. In this case, the Dolphins are not just only not winning, they're doing pathetic. So you're going to take the guys on the teams that are in position to qualify for the playoffs and advance possibly. And that also goes with the Hall of Fame, by the way. I think Richmond Webb sometimes gets looked over because his teams never got to the Super Bowl. And the Bills, talk about Bruce Smith and all the great Bills players that are not just perennial Pro Bowlers, but also in the Hall of Fame directly because of that team going to 4 straight Super Bowls. So you got to win in order to get the recognition, and I think that's what the Dolphins got to do to get guys like Aaron Brewer and Jordan Brooks into the game as starters, which they rightfully deserve, in my opinion.
So Caps in the house, hello. Also Gloria was on the show last night. She tuned in probably the whole 2 hours yesterday. Our lack of presence. She's the best.
She's great.
She's awesome. She did a great toy drive. Gloria, thank you for doing that. I know we donated some toys to her cause. And so, Gloria, thank you for all you do. And Spirit Fingers, you're awesome.
I owe you, Gloria. I promise I owe her. So I got to get some out there to her. And I owe you guys, too. There's something, the wristlets, the bracelets.
The big new ones.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I got to buy a box from you guys or something like that and give them out or do. Or tell me how much they are. You can give them out, buy a box, order a box, whatever. I owe you guys.
We'll work something out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's play the game.
Let's play the game.
Okay, your notes. Put yours notes because I put who I want to hear, so I don't want to see those names. I got my people there, so that goes away.
Good.
Okay, so I wish I had like a Vanna White start, but guys, welcome to the first annual. Let me take that off.
Oh, it's going to be an annual thing.
I will say
All
maybe
right.
just during the holidays because we'll see how this all goes. The SoFLo Sports Show, Naughty or Nice Sports Holiday Edition, Miami Dolphins.
My Grinch out here.
Look, he's already on the show. I already put him there. He's cuter and he's fatter there. Now yours kind of fatter. All right, guys. So how this is going to work is I have about 10 people up there. 10 people with the Dolphins organization. I want to give 60 seconds. So 30 and 30 to each of you. For example, I'm just going to say Anthony Fasano, right? He's not on the list because he would be on the nice list every year because he's just so nice. But I'm going to say a player or a coach, whoever, and 30 seconds to you, 30 seconds to George, and you're going to say naughty, nice because da-da-da-da.
Okay.
All right? So, Anthony Fasano, sorry.
No,
All right, so I'm gonna call them out, and then we'll do it. Okay. All right, and guys in the chat, before I forget, in the chat, I also want to hear you chime in too if you think this person should be on the naughty or nice. So, without further ado, let's start. All right, naughty or nice, Sports Holiday Edition. Let's start all the way to the left. Bradley Chubb. George, naughty or nice?
Naughty because we didn't trade him. I want to draft capital for him. But he's actually had a pretty good decent, but naughty, man. We should have got rid of him. Should have got something for him. It also helps the kind of tank thing it seems like we're doing now. So I'm going to go naughty for that reason.
He's getting cold.
You stole my thunder. I was going to say the same exact thing. I thought, it's unfortunate that this team, a lot of people bought into oh, wow, look at this win streak, came against bad teams. And in retrospect, if we could do it over again, Bradley Chubb is still a dog. He's been out there fighting, come up with some big sacks here down the stretch. And so we should have gotten max for him at the time. I don't know if his value is going to go up the older he gets coming off an injury. It's a risk to have another injury. I think we definitely should have. It's definitely naughty.
Mike also says naughty. Adrian in the house. Adrian, what's up, beautiful people? We just started the game, so I also want you to chime in. Adrian, I got these 10 people up here, give or take. You're writing naughty or nice. So far, everyone's in agreement that Bradley Chubb is on the naughty list. But Russ said Chubb, not naughty, not nice. Room for improvement. He gets socks for Christmas. Paul says naughty, needs to go. All right, moving on. Let's go top right. Jalen Waddle. Lou, naughty or nice?
Man, Jalen Waddle, we saw the guy that was picked before him as a wide receiver in the same class in Jamar Chase, and it was only by a couple picks, and Jamar Chase is on another stratosphere. I mean, it's not even close. So I expected, especially Tyreek Hill going down, and I know a lot of it's not his fault because of who's throwing him the ball, but Waddle's had his injury issues, not so much this year, but overall, I'm going to say Naughty because when you get drafted around the same time that Jamar Chase goes, and by a couple of picks, we could have had the other guy who, again, is on a completely different level. I'm going to say because of that, I'm going to say Naughty. George, what do you got?
I'm going to go kind of – I'm thinking I had two. Naughty because the injuries, the body catching, not the hand catching, and also we passed up so many great elite players in that draft. I mean, the Penny Sewells. And we gave up that – remember that trade that we did? We went from, 3 to 12, then back to 6. If we would have just stayed at 12, let the board play Devontae Smith, you could argue is maybe the better NFL wide receiver right now. All you got to do is move up 2 spots, maybe give him a third. You would have kept an extra pick. I'm going to say Naughty, but nice if we can get some for this offseason because I was willing to move off him. The Giants, let me throw a scenario. I told you opportunity cost. We really believe in Mendoza. I don't know if the Jets are going to blow all their capital in this quarterback class. Let's say the Giants pick 1. Dart needs his receiver. Couple ones, Jalen Waddle, go up to number 1. Then it'll be nice.
All right, guys. So we're pretty torn on here. I just want to highlight some of the comments. 706 Fins fan was talking naughty about Bradley Chubb. Okay, but then Tim. Okay, but then then Cap said nice because Chubb was the first player to say that we are lying about the culture. Okay, so then Austin came into the chat. Austin, we met in Pittsburgh. He came to the party. So, hey, Austin, thanks for joining us. So he's saying nice for Waddle. Russ said Waddle is naughty. Barista Benny, naughty for Waddle. Nice for Waddle from Paul, saying we need nice because he needs a new QB. Waddle's also – you guys are all over the place with Waddle. Okay. Wait, and Adrian just said naughty. Was supposed to be number 1 wide receiver.
No doubt. And so that's true. That's what I kind of said, Adrian, as well. And look at Russ's comment. Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper. If you guys remember as well, Devontae Smith had that monster game in the Orange Bowl down here. I think he had 4 or 5 touchdowns in that game. So I'm with you, George. It's a great point of bringing that up. The fact that if we would have done nothing, Devontae Smith would have fallen to us. And Russ,
and you go get him.
Yeah, and Russ, chime in on this as well because A.J. Brown's been healthy for the most part. Tyreek is out. If A.J. Brown were to go down, I'm sure that Devontae Smith would be able to step up and assume the role for number 1, and Waddle just hasn't done that. So that's my –
Cap says, what? And I love Cap. Waddle is hell of naughty. Damn. Okay,
so next one too, right? I see him on the sidelines a little bit too much. Sorry, but Waddle's – he takes himself out of plays a few times that kind of drive me nuts. But go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so the next one I'm going to bring up, this one is going to be like a wild card one, right? I want to bring up Reek. Now, hear me out, and I want to preface this before I just say his name. Before I put his picture up today, I did do a background check to make sure he had no legal issues in the last 4 months because he would automatically been on the naughty list. So I do want to preface that Tyreek has not been in trouble. The last 4 months, there's been no misdemeanors, no traffic stops, no domestic violence, no nothing. So without taking his legality, and he's been on the good list with that. Yeah. George, where is Tyreek Hill? Is he on the naughty list this year or the nice list?
I'd go with naughty for a different reason, man. He's got how many kids with how many different women? He's as naughty as they get, man. Tyreek.
Oh my God.
I'll leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that.
Background check. Yeah, no, I just here. Cheetah's naughty, nice, bipolar, like McDaniel, right? It's like
I love how we're like the standard is he's been clean for like 4 months. Like it's no domestic violence.
Austin says Tyreek is getting a lump of cold. Cap says Cheetah is naughty and nice, bipolar like McDaniel. I mean, we've met Tyreek. We went to his gala a few years ago and just could not have been nicer. He does a lot for the community. I'm about that. I do tend to favor players who do more off the field than on the field. And that's actually a bad example because Tyreek's been pretty bad off the field. Where do you see Tyreek? Is he naughty or nice this year?
I'm going to go naughty. Look, Miami Mike does chime in saying that he's on the nice list. The injury wasn't his fault. Yeah, the injury was definitely not his fault. And you don't want to root for injury on anybody, no matter what you think about him personally or whatnot. Yeah. And look, I'm not trying to make it personal. Tyreek is one of the most exciting players in franchise history. Whether, it looks like his time with the Dolphins has come to an end. Yeah. But he'll go down as one of the most exciting players in franchise history. However, what did it result in? We didn't win anything with him. And on top of that, you got some of these
drama.
You got a lot of drama, a lot of side distractions. The issues with his wife. smacking up the boat captain on the fishing trip, constantly, being
the house fire, the baby or the balcony.
Going viral,
in
right?
stadium.
Going viral for the wrong reasons, So it's tough to put nice when he's been
this
so
year.
nice.
He's been nice. He really. I'm going to give him nice this year. Santa watches people every year. You get reassessed. So this year, I do believe Tyreek is on the nice.
He's also nice because he was real nice to Tua the first couple of years, lying through his teeth about how good Tua was.
Oh yeah, big time.
Real nice.
He was his number one hype man, and Tua should give him some of the money for hyping him up to get that contract. George, do you think Tyreek's back as a Dolphin next year?
No. I
don't think so.
I think it's. If I think what I think is going to happen, I think they realize they got to make a clean slate at the top of this organization in their top quarterback, receiver, and front office. That's what I'm hoping. I think they moved on. I think, especially with Tua not being back, I think they moved.
Agreed.
Paul said, "Naughty, unload him." Nice because he hasn't been seen at Tootsie's this whole time since injury. That is true.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's move on. Next one I want to bring up. Another kind of controversial one. One of my current favorite Dolphins player. Oh my gosh, Darren Waller. Right, Darren Waller, right here, down by Zach Sealer. I'll start with George. Darren Waller, is he on the naughty or nice list this year?
Nice, man. I mean, he is. I'm surprised how he came back. Took the year and a half off from rapping. There's just not many guys built. He's an alien. I mean, you throw a 50-50 ball to this guy, he's a difference maker. It's just there's not many guys 6'6", 250 that walk on the planet that can do it. He's been nice, real nice.
I'm with you there. I think he's nice. Go ahead, say something crazy.
Absolutely nice.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
He's a guy. He's an elite route runner, elite hands. He's had multiple games with 2 scoring touchdowns. If we would have found him a couple more times in Carolina, we would have won that game. He's been great. The only thing that's naughty about Darren Waller is that we weren't good enough where he could have written a rap song about us because we're not worth it. It's not worth to write a song about it, but I would have loved to have seen us been in a good flow there where he could have dropped some bars on the Dolphin season.
So Miami.
And Chad, he dropped Kelsey Plum. That wasn't a nice thing. That was
he did drop Kelsey Plum, but we're all agreeing that he's nice. I also think he's nice. He's a nice guy, nice on the eyes. He's nice all around. I like him.
Speaking of nice on the eyes, I gotta say it. Kelsey Plum, she's plum. She's very plum.
Darren Waller deserves a car as a gift with how he came back. Okay, all right. So now we're doing a little Oprah giving gifts. So I like that. So not only is he good,
right, who's
he
next?
gets a car.
We got a lot of people up there.
All right, so let's go on to. All right, I'm just gonna break it dead in the middle. Tua on the naughty or nice list. I will start. Tua is on the naughty list. He's been on the naughty list. He's never been on the nice list.
Can I just
naughty.
Let me start this one. He's definitely naughty. He shouldn't be wearing a helmet in this picture. He should be wearing a bank robber mask because he stole money from the Miami Dolphins. This was one of the biggest crime stories down here. Naughty. He's been horrible, and it's Naughty, Gloria, naughty, Austin, naughty, Mike, naughty. George, are you agreeing?
Naughty. I mean, is there anything else left to say? You can just see after he got paid, it was all fool's gold. And he got paid, and you see the drive, and you see the preparation. When you use the words, I need a player who can play convicted at that position. I've heard some things about the preparation. Some guys get paid, and this is what happens. I don't know if this guy loves the game. Him and his father, that whole family, they did a great job. They found a fool in the Miami Dolphins, even after the hip injury, and he got them to build an offense. He's got talent. I mean, look, Tua's floor is still pretty good when everything's working right, but naughty. He's I don't want to say a fraud, but he sold us something that he really is not.
Gloria just said it best. She said, and Gloria, you guys know she has such a big heart. She's such a beautiful person on the inside and out. She goes, after being paid, he didn't care anymore. Yeah. Cap even took it to the level where Cap just said, elf on the shelf, naughty. He took it that he is elf on the shelf, naughty. Russ Tua is on the naughty list. Just remember, he got Jalen benched. Tua, Adrian, you and I are on the
worst about something like that. It's like some of the guys, you know what they are. You can see them coming. The worst people are the ones that put off this act of nice and you can't see it coming and what they really are, and then you finally it's too late, money's in the bank. That's what the problem is. That's in real life too, you know.
I called him out 4 years ago, and I'll stick to what I said. Maybe it wasn't completely accurate. I've never liked the guy for 4 years. I tried to bite my tongue. Go ahead, but I do want to say one more thing. At least the elf can take a fall. Oh, Russ, stay in your eagle lane with that. We don't need that.
Yeah, look, I do want to say so. Look, my wife, Ashley, she definitely, put it out there on Twitter. She even went as far as saying, hey, Tua just isn't the guy. And she threw out a guy that at the time was our backup quarterback. This was 3 years ago. She said,
I know sports.
She said, hey, we need, you do know your stuff, but she threw out, look, we need somebody with Jacoby Brissett's energy. And people bashed her saying, oh my God, what are you saying? Jacoby Brissett is a journeyman. Well, look.
Because they're up to his butt at the time.
Jacoby Brissett is actually, taking teams out to playoff games and, done well when it's up.
Take that. Sorry, I have my phone on thing. But no, okay, I did make that comment a few years ago. And like the worst things came out of that comment. Like people were so mean to me. But like I have had to tell you guys, like the last 6 or 7 months, the Tuanons have apologized. Like I've showed you the messages.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say.
You got the last laugh.
Jacoby Brissett got the last laugh too because he's not good, but he's been putting up stats in Arizona, baby. So it's like,
Lou, you'll see now the ones that are really holding on are the ones that were riding Tua with these takes and building. I don't know if their shows are building the narrative around Tua, and they're still got to ride hard because now it looks like they look like fools when they weren't objective. Now, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying, you know who you are.
Jeremy, with his FSU problems, he says, come on, everyone. Sometimes being naughty is a good thing. No, not in Dolphins land. All right, guys, let's move on. Next one I want to bring up, let's talk about Zach Sealer, right? So going into this season, Zach Sealer, he wasn't holding out. He was very classy about it, but he got paid. So, Lou, Zach Sealer, is he on the naughty or nice list?
Yeah, he didn't follow up his back-to-back double-digit sack years, and it doesn't look like he's going to get there with 2 games left. But look, the guy's an ultimate pro, great teammate. He's a joy in the locker room. He's one of these guys that this is the type of guy you want on your football team. A guy that's going to come into the locker room, with his lunch pail and hard hat, go to work. He's not going to get into the distractions or feed into the media. So Zach Sealer's always nice in my book.
George, where do you see Zach?
I like Contra. Contra says he's on the to be determined list. I kind of agree. But nice. I think, look, Zach is the ultimate. He's a great team guy. And plus, nice because he had a bunch of rookies playing around him that didn't understand what they lacked chemistry. When they had to go zig, they zag. It kind of affected him early in the season. He was playing better. Zach Sealer, nice guy. You can't. I have trouble putting him on the 90 list. But I will trade him for the right price.
We're all agreeing here. I mean, the chat, nice, Zach, nice. He's a nice guy, nice player. He got paid, nice. He didn't hold out. Just nice all around. All right, next one. Let's go right to the right or left of him, depending which way you're looking at. Chop Robinson. George, is Chop on the naughty or nice list?
Honestly, I wish he'd play more naughty. You know what I mean? But, definitely naughty. His career has gone in. I don't know what it is, but it's gone like waves. The first 8 games of his career were like, oh, second 8 games really good. Now the next 8 games, naughty. He just underperformed. It's the stuff. I think the play strength. He hasn't evolutionized his game. He hasn't made much of an impact out there, and I hope he can regain some of it. I don't know what's going on because the first step is as good as you'll find. But I'm gonna go naughty. He just underperformed and.
Russ is saying nice. Not his Chop. I give him nice, but not his fault. Lou, where do you see Chop Robinson?
I'm going to agree with George here. I say naughty. You just did the dance. I'd love to see that dance a lot more. We just haven't seen it. And I'm going to
by me or by Chop?
Well, by Chop. But what Chop's doing that dance, that means the quarterback's on the floor, and I'd like to see that a lot more. And Jeremy's in the room as well. I actually wanted Jared Verse from Florida State, who's with the Rams. Now, obviously, with the Rams, he's a tremendous team in a good position. But I wanted Verse personally, and so Chop's got to get this thing together and figure it out because he's got to be more consistent in terms of his production and not going multiple games, 7, 8 games without a sack. He's got to make an impact.
In the chat, all over with Chop, right? This is a controversial one. Cap said he was nice and turned naughty after Greer left. Russ said the game isn't flown to him. Miami Mike, Chop is on the naughty list. Austin said, I hate to say it, but naughty. Give him that Chop. 706 Fins fan says naughty as well. Sure. And Paul says nice. All right, so we're all over the place. One that I know we're going to agree on, and if you don't agree, you are cray-cray. Devon Achane. I will start. This man is on the nice list. Santa's going to his house first thing tomorrow. He's getting anything he wants. One of his first gifts were going to the Pro Bowl. But George, Devon Achan, what do you got from?
He's red-nosed reindeer nice. I mean, he is. He's taken his game to another level, and I think he's proved this year he's very underrated between the tackles. I actually like him. Ollie Gordon, the lack of kind of agility and lower body agility and kind of the vision inside the hole is not as good. I actually like A-Chain better in those short yardage situations than Ollie Gordon. He's been fantastic. I think he's taken his game to another level and nice, and I hope he gets paid because he deserves it. I hope it's plus.
Barista Betty wants to see me dance. Come over to my TikTok. You see a lot of dancing over there, but I saved my moves, not for the channel. Mike, nice. Gloria, he's nice. Nice. I mean,
it's unanimous.
It's obvious,
it's
right?
unanimous. It's not just nice; it's super nice. What I'd like to see for him here is not, be overworked. Just take it easy. Cruise control the last 2 games here. I hope he doesn't even play in the Pro Bowl. We need him, with his, top energy and health going into next year.
Austin said he's an angel. He's a gift from God. He moves like Jagger from Russ. He is everything and more. If you have him on a fantasy, you are doing amazing. Amazing. Okay, got 3 more to go. Let's breeze. No, I got 4 more.
Yeah, before you do that, guys, if you're watching the next again, come on over to YouTube, give the channel a subscription. If you haven't done so already, like tonight's episode, and definitely show George some love.
Barista Betty said I'm too old man for TikTok. I am too, but you know what? I have like all these New Year's resolutions that I'm gonna like showcase on my TTok. So this mid-30s girl is gonna rock it out there.
All right, back to the game.
All right. Anyways, okay. So let's go to Mike McDaniel. Obviously, he deserves coal, poo-poo, nothing. Santa just goes past his house, doesn't get a light for his menorah. Nothing on the naughty list. George, Mike McDaniel, where is he?
I'm going to throw a loop here. I'm going to say nice because he's too damn nice. He's not a leader. He has no leadership.
I see what you did there. I see.
Okay.
He's damn nice. He doesn't have the fabric. It's obviously, he is just, he's overdone his welcome here. You can see it every time. That I told you the stat earlier, 4-23 when we're down at half. Lack of in-game adjustment. It's much more than a quarterback. But yeah, I'm going to go nice in a naughty way. Nice because he's too nice. He wants to be everybody's friend. He doesn't have the fabric and leadership. I always say he's a substitute teacher. He got to go.
Cap says he looks nice with that watch, but he naughty, bro.
Look, definitely naughty. But I will play on your words there and say nice, too nice, Mr. Softy. Players not respecting him and coming up late to meetings, giving the other team a running head start in the third quarter, not getting the play calls on time, worried more about his fashion instead of staying in the office late and figuring out how to stop these third quarter bleed outs. So I'm sorry, you made your bed, you laid in it, and now it's time to go. So it's been naughty experience, and that's it.
Russ says Mike's going to find himself coaching the Miami Sharks. Russ, I hate to break it to you, but the Miami Sharks did go bankrupt down here recently. No. So if he's going to a bankrupt, he probably would go to a bankrupt team. Circus Clown Naughty.
Miami Sharks from the movie. Any Given Sunday.
I thought he meant the rugby team there.
What do you mean, the rugby team?
The rugby team.
No, he's talking about the Willie Beeman. Which,
I don't know that movie.
If Willie Beeman was coached by Mike McDaniel, he wouldn't be Willie Beeman.
Okay, we do have a rugby team down here, and they're the Miami Sharks. Remember they came down to the tailgate? They came to the tailgate, remember?
Oh, okay.
The big guys.
He wouldn't know about
rugby. Because Russ knows everything.
He does know everything. That's true.
McDaniel needs to go back to taking Coke. He might still be doing it. The Miami Sharks, any given Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 3 more to go. So let's talk. Okay, Quinn Ewers. I will tell you that he's on the nice list. I like him. He got a shot this week. Did it go his way? First half, he looked good. Second half, obviously, it just didn't work out for him. I'm excited. Like I mentioned on your show last night, George, he's going to be like a box of chocolate. We don't know what's in there yet, but I'm excited to see. I'm putting him on the nice list. Lou, where do you have Quinn Ewers?
I got him nice as well. He's nothing against his fault. He's a guy that was drafted as a rookie, as is. Nothing is expected out of him. So it's a nice, refreshing start that it's ultimately, even though we were at the game, it was a blessing in disguise that we lost to Pittsburgh on Monday night, and it ended the hopes of the playoffs, which were delusional anyway. Yeah. And now instead of having a 1-game sample size, he's got a 3-game tryout here just to see what he's got. I don't expect much. I don't think he's a quarterback of the future, but it's good to see him out there. It's nice to see him out there. So he's on my nice list.
George?
Yeah, nice. It was nice to see a change of the position. It was nice to see. Look, I said the guy for his first start, he didn't look lost or overwhelmed. He looked like he belonged out there, and it's nice to maybe have a backup quarterback we'd have to invest in. Those guys cost $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 million a year. So it'd be nice if you have a backup quarterback. That's what I see him as, and he seems like a real nice kid. So nice.
All right, I got two more. The rookie class of 2025.
Oof.
Let's bring us back to April of this past year before we close out 2025. Rookie class 2025 as a whole, George, would they be on your naughty list or your nice list? As a whole.
Nice. I think they're good guys. You want to root for them. Kenneth Grant, you're starting to see the flashes of what you saw in college. I'm not worried about him. Jonah, I'm a little worried about. I hope next year things change. I think he adjusted to playing on the left side from the right. But you got Kenneth Grant, who I think I'm pretty sure is going to become a stud at that position. Dante Trader Jr. Actually, when you look back on the film, you can see the intelligence. He's played well. Jordan Phillips, you hit on a future zero-tech nose tackle at 21 years old with that kind of play strength. That's a big deal. And who am I forgetting? They drafted
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers, and you potentially found a backup quarter. I think there's no superstars, there's no blue chip guys, but it's a good base for even the new GM. I said that earlier to kind of come in. You got some pieces, especially 3 young defensive tackles, include Zeke Beard. Nice draft. Not special.
Nice.
So I'm actually going to disagree with you here, just because yes, I do agree that as a whole, the class I do like, but I am disappointed in a couple of aspects of it. Jason Marshall Jr., with the problems with the secondary, him not even, he got hurt. I give him that, but him not even being able to be thrown in there and assume a role because there was an opportunity there and he didn't really get a grasp of it like I would hope that he would, based on the need that we had. And then, the top 2 guys in, Grant and Savannah, those are 2 guys that they got to come in here, in my opinion, especially with our need, and establish himself from day one. And Savannah took a long time. Finally, he's coming around, but took a long time and was rated as the worst lineman, at his position for the majority of the season. So that hurt. And then Grant, you looked at everything on film, and I know, George, you do such a great job of evaluating the draft and all these guys. You take so much time and effort to doing it. Everything that we saw from Grant on tape looked like he was going to be a man-child, a beast, an unstoppable monster, and he just hasn't. Again, he's come around here of late, but he didn't start that way, and that was disappointing. So I'm going to say naughty.
Yeah, we were at the draft. We went to the draft party when Trish was working for CBS. She interviewed me, and I think my face said it all. I was just like, what? Come on. And then I just feel like they haven't really lived up to expectations. So I'm going to go, nice guys, just naughty because you want to see
see a little more.
All right, last but not least, saving the best, but the absolute worst for last, man. Steven Ross. I think this is going to be unanimous for everybody.
Yeah. I'll start this one.
You start that one.
I got my Dolphins stocking out here, and I'm pulling out. What am I pulling out? I'm pulling out the Grinch because, Mr. Ross, you have been a Grinch to this organization.
Terrible.
Since you've been the owner. Unfortunately, everything has been amiss from the uniforms, which, again, that's off the field, but specifically the players, the personnel, the people calling the shots, the general manager, the coach, everything. All the decisions that you've been able to make have been the wrong ones. So 100% naughty, big lump of coal. Again, nice enough guy, but this is the problem. We don't want nice here. We want that dog. We want the naughtiness. We want to be, relevant. Forget about, just winning. We want to be mentioned amongst, in the hunt, being part of what all the other teams are doing ahead of us.
Gloria says naughty list for life. Austin says, Russ, I think Mike McDaniels would be a good fit in Philly. Oh, shots fired. Mike says, oh my God, for the love of everything, get rid of Ross, please. Stephen Ross can sell. Barista Benny says, NFL owners are weird. They have money and also they don't know football. Stephen Ross is a demon.
All right, George.
The devil in disguise. Oh, man, you guys are roasting.
All right, George, your turn.
Definitely naughty. Here's the problem with Stephen Ross. He's had, first of all, it wasn't good for the image on the. I don't know if you guys were at the game, but they saw him laughing, looking at his phone during the game, getting blown up. I understand the camera pans and you're human. It could be a moment, but other than that, he's had one job since he took over this organization, and that's to hire one man to run it. And he has failed over and over. And the problem is he is too nice in certain aspects, that he likes guys and he keeps it too long, and he's done a horrible job at the process of people he can trust around him. I don't think he has anybody in his ear. I don't know if it's Garfield, whoever it is. That's what concerns me about this next cycle. He's had one decision to make for this franchise. The rest, get out of the way, and he hasn't done it. He's kept guys too long. He's made horrible decisions, set this franchise back in the merry-go-round of mediocrity for however long it's been, and definitely not.
Perfect. And so I want to follow up with Tim. He says, naughty, but he did finally get rid of Greer, which you do got to give him credit for that.
10 years
No, but I'll give him that, though. And, George, I want you to follow up on this because you did a great job of addressing what you want. So I'll try. You started the game, but I want to finish it with this. Your wish list. What is your Dolphins wish list? What do you want to see here coming up ahead? Obviously, Greer's gone. Tua's benched. Hopefully, McDaniel's next. What do you want to see the Dolphins happen next with them?
I'm glad you're doing this wish list because that's the one segment I didn't do yesterday. I had it written down and I didn't do it, and I thought of that. So I'm glad you're doing this here. The great minds think alike, I guess, right? So wish list, one thing. Give me a GM like Ray Agnew out of Detroit. That's where it starts. That's my wish list. The other stuff will fall into place. The quarterback, if you get the right guy, like I know Washington struggled this year, but when they hired Peters from San Fran, he got Jalen Daniels, and they had immediate success. He's injured now. Make that one hire right, and the domino will come in. Everything will fall in place. The coach, the quarterback. Give me the guy. It's going to take luck, but if you interview 10 guys, hopefully they pick the right one. I'm hoping somebody like an Agnew, who's a guy he's a little older, but I like him. He's got a little Ozzie Newsome in him. I'm a guy. I'm a big. You'll know this about me in draft time. I'm a big feel it, hear it, see it, kind of how you move. That's my eyes tell me everything more than analytics and all that stuff. And I like Ray Agnew in Detroit. Give me the guy to run the franchise. The rest will go in place.
Gloria said it just like a kitty tried to get on the nice list by getting rid of Greer. Oh, my God.
Too late. You get in that little coal. Yeah. All right. So, look, let's transition over. I think we did a great job here covering it all.
That was so much fun.
Great job, Ashley. Excellent game. Let's keep it as an annual tradition now. Right. George, you'll have to be back next year.
So, we're not going to cover this much because we still have another week and a day, and obviously we can cover this more. But the Canes did defeat Richmond Webb's Texas A&M Aggies last week. It was a huge game and low-scoring game.
Oh, my
gosh.
Shout out to the defense who did their job. Corey Etherman, who is a great defensive coordinator.
You love him.
Look at this guy. This is the guy you want as a
Let me take the lights off his head.
Yeah, take the lights off his head. But look at that guy. That guy commands respect. That guy shows intimidation.
Stone cold
you don't want to mess up with this guy. So Corey Etherman, shout out to him. Dominating effort on the road in a very, very difficult place to play at College Station. Over 100,000 people there.
Kyle Field.
Yep, Kyle Field. A lot of crazy things have happened in that stadium. So big shout out to Corey Etherman and the Canes. And here they are now.
So what happens now, let me pull this up for you guys. Now the Dolphins, oh my goodness. Now the Canes go on to the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl will be played in Jerry's house, Jerry's World, Dallas. We're playing Ohio State. This game is scheduled to be starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on New Year's Eve. So point of the story is, guys, do not make New Year's Eve plans if you are Canes fans because this game will go late. We made a point that if it goes to overtime, so there's a very good chance that you may be watching the ball drop in your living room, at a sports bar, at a watch party, or at the game because this is going to cut it close, but it's a huge game. Ohio State is very much favored to win this game, but I wouldn't put anything past the Canes. So, guys, tune in next week for, we're going to cover this game more, but the Canes do advance to the Cotton Bowl, which will be next Wednesday, New Year's Eve in Dallas against Ohio State. Our buddy Josh Stock is a huge Ohio State guy. He's like sending me all these memes. He's such a sweetheart. We have a lot of Dolphin fans who live in Ohio who are Ohio State fans. So it'll be a big game. So we look forward to that.
George, I wanted to get your take on that. What did you make of the Canes' victory?
I actually missed the second half of the game, but I caught up on it. I thought it was like a real old school physical, and I loved it. It was a nasty game. I think, but the competition is going to take another leap here with Ohio State. They got a bunch of draftable guys, outside receivers. More importantly, bigger picture, you can see the recruiting, the talents. I mean, like a Malachi, these guys, Bain. I mean, they're getting players. The recruiting class are getting better. if you ask me a prediction in this next game, I probably lean to Ohio State. I love it. I think this is a big step up. But if they get past this, watch out. Like then you got that momentum thing. But the last game, I only got to watch really in detail half of it, but it was an old school physical style and it favored the Canes. And this is a game that I thought, all right, man, now we're against Ohio State here. The talent level comes up, and I'm interested to see what they can do because they pull this off. Watch out. I
gotta read Russ's comments. I'm sorry. Russ is such a dear buddy of ours who lives in the Philadelphia area. I don't know. Lots of people of color playing in a bowl of cotton. I'm not saying who I'm picking. I am a person of color. Oh my gosh, Russ.
Russ, you may not want to hang out in a town up north Lauderdale called Plantation. You may not want to.
Russ, you're setting yourself up, Russ. Anyways, Russ. Okay, guys.
Can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Look, this is going to be a huge game for the Hurricanes, obviously. So we're excited to see it. Again, 2 games away from getting back to Miami for the championship game, and I'm with you. If they could figure out a way to beat Ohio State. Nothing could stop them at that point.
They play the winner of Georgia and Ole Miss, right? So
let me pull it up.
Yeah,
it would be Ole Miss hotty toddy against them Georgia Bulldogs, them dogs.
2 tough SEC teams, and Georgia specifically. But again, once in that game, if they get there, they know that if they win that one, they're playing at home for the championship. That's pretty cool, and you can't sleep on that. So, all right, let's get back to the Dolphins here. We're gonna end it with this: the Dolphins playing the Bucs. This is a huge game for the Bucs. The Bucs are in the thick of it. They cannot drop any of these last 2. The last one is against Carolina, which will be for the division if they can beat the Dolphins. So this is a huge game. Ironically enough, the Bucs also have great throwback uniforms.
The creamsicles are the best.
Creamsicles are amazing.
Oh my gosh, I
they
love
won't
them.
be wearing them this upcoming Sunday, but those are pretty cool. And this is a matchup between 2 teams who were the first 2 professional teams in Florida.
Because Jacksonville came after.
Yep, the Dolphins in 1966. The Bucs followed in 1974. And then all of a sudden, we got 7 more teams after that. The Tampa Bay has the Rays and the Lightning, the Orlando Magic, Jacksonville has the Jaguars. So you got 9 professional teams in Florida now. But the first 2,
and then also the Marlins.
Marlins as well.
But Panthers, a lot came after that.
But the Dolphins are Dolphins and the Bucs were the first 2. So what do you make of this matchup and all that's riding on the line for the Bucs this upcoming Sunday? What do you want to see out of Quinn Ewers?
I think you said it best. I think this is a matchup where one team has everything to play for and the other doesn't. As far as Quinn Ewers, I just want to see a little bit better than what I saw more of the first half in this game. This is going to be a tougher opponent, but I wanted to see him. Is he making the right reads? Is he the first read that he sees open? Is he hitting? Because even on the Waller throw that was a completion, he missed the first read. Like it was open, he hesitated for whatever reason. But just to see him get more comfortable, more confident, continue to see him kind of in this offense. He's got to play within the structure. Again, it's a lot like Tua. When you start getting out of the structure of this offense, he's that type of quarterback. And also throw him. One thing I did, and I think the reason why one of the main reasons they benched Tua is because teams knew that Tua couldn't throw outside the number anymore, and it was changing the way they defended him. It was making them easier to defend. You see Ewers throwing a little bit more outside the numbers. Curious, the arm when he drives the ball downfield, the arm still looks a little to me, but I want to see if he can get those 15-yard outs, more outside the number stuff. See what we got. See if we got any. I'm agree with you, Lou. Let's keep the thread on the tires of A-Chain. We got nothing left to play for, but I expect the Bucs to take this game. They got everything. This is a big game for them.
Yep. So Bucs, you have Bucs winning.
Bucs winning.
What score?
27-17 Bucs.
And I would say that as well. I think they're going to win by 7+ points, maybe 10, because they got to win. There's no tomorrow for them. Yeah. So I would agree with you on that. Huge games coming up, around the NFL, and then would lead me up to the next game where, again, with the Patriots beating the Ravens on Sunday Night Football in Baltimore, by the way, incredible. The Patriots had 4 wins last year, and now they are at 12 wins with a chance to get up to 14. It's incredible. You're talking about a turnaround from 4 to 12 wins. It's amazing, and it's likely that they are going to need that Week 18 finale victory over the Dolphins in Foxborough to win the division, and maybe even to get the number 1 overall seed.
It's so crazy.
So we're going to learn a lot from Quinn Ewers these next 2 weeks. He'll have to go against 2 teams that are very much alive in trying to get into the playoffs as deep as they can.
Yeah, it's very simple. Look down here. You look at the Patriots. Coach hit, check. Quarterback hit, check. You want to turn your franchise around? You need a Drake May. You need a Mike Vrabel. How about Mike Tomlin and pick your quarterback? And Cisco Mendoza, if you like him. I haven't done. I hold my judgment finally until in January when I really started getting in. I watch some stuff, but then when the season's over and the shows are over, I really get into it. So I'll hold my judgment. I don't love this quarterback class, but the Patriots are a perfect example. When I talked about the dominoes fall, coach, check mark, you did it right. Quarterback, you got one. Everything else is easier.
No doubt. Right?
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And talk about rooting interest as well. If you're a Dolphin fan, you might want to see the Steelers fizzle out of the playoffs because that increases the chance of Tomlin becoming available. If Tomlin's not able to deliver a playoff win,
Harbaugh in Baltimore also.
Well, absolutely. Either of those teams.
Those two guys, I'm willing to do with pretty much anything to get one of those guys here.
Yeah.
No, I was just looking at Russ's comment about hockey. I guess you sent Lou a video the other day about Sidney Crosby. And that was so funny.
Man, yeah, Sidney Crosby. So we were at Pittsburgh.
I have like a crush on him.
And we went to the Pittsburgh Penguins game. They call them the Pens out there. And man, I mentioned, I got some buddies in Philadelphia, and they hate. Yeah. They hate the Flyers and Penguins. That is a hardcore, nasty rivalry. Yeah. And so, yes, Russ, thank you for educating me on that. Now I know the whole history behind it, so it's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we have a Heat game to head to tonight, so we're going to be signing off now to head over to Kaseya Center. Tonight they play the Toronto Raptors. They are struggling. I don't even want to talk about them, so let's just go see them.
Can I say something about the Heat real quick?
Of course.
Go ahead.
They are scared. They are becoming a little bit Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. They are in the middle. They're stuck in the middle. They're stuck.
They're in the play-in again. Play the young guys. Play Cass. Play Ware. And guess what's the worst thing? You want to get Giannis? If that's your goal, Ware keeps playing like this, you got to trade Chip. You know what I mean? Even though I won't want to get him. But, they got to be careful because they're falling in that black hole of abyss of mediocrity, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys.
I didn't see this coming, man. With Tyler Hero coming back, and they were the highest scoring team in the league. Tyler Hero comes back, who's your best offensive weapon, and they've actually regressed. So that's an indictment on him.
We're going there tonight to see Bernie and to get our season ticket Christmas gifts.
Right, but that's an indictment on Tyler Hero. And we'll talk about the Panthers also. The Panthers playing tonight against Carolina Hurricanes. Obviously, a long season to go. They're getting their legs back under them. Not really worried about the Panthers. They're currently not in the playoffs, but they got plenty of time to establish themselves and get healthy coming into the new year here. So, but all right, George, we want to thank you so much for joining us here. By all means, guys, if you have not already done so, go over and check them out. The Fins Faithful podcast. Amazing job. We were on their show last night.
With Sammy. Sammy's in the chat too.
We did a great job.
I'm definitely leaving now.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. And definitely, George, follow up. How can anybody, follow you and all the great stuff you got going on?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It was a blast last night. We went 2 hours. It was fun. And not just to plug your show, watch it. It was good stuff. You'll get entertained. Yeah, Fins Faithful podcast. You can just my social media is Fins Faithful POD Pod on Instagram, X, and on YouTube. Just search it. We do draft stuff, all 22 stuff, interviews. We try to do it all. I said I don't know. We put a lot of effort in research, and I hope people would transmit through the mic the passion and kind of the time we put in, and that's all you can do. And I appreciate the friendships like you guys. I mean, anytime you need me, you guys are great. And, I enjoyed my time here on the show. Appreciate it.
We adore you. We had a blast with you last night.
Yeah.
So, all right, we will probably catch up with you after the new year. I mean, we're going to talk to you before, but we'll see you in 2026.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Enjoy everything. You guys going on a cruise, right? Or something like that.
We leave Friday. We leave Friday to go to the Caribbean just for a few days with a loose family.
It's my parents' anniversary.
Oh, wow. Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I might be going to the Bucks game, so I might, if that pass is still available, I'll let you.
We still have a yellow parking pass. We have Winter Classic tickets. We have Heat tickets for sale. We are like Ticketmaster galore. So if anybody's looking for anything, we probably have it for sale right now.
Yeah.
Minus World Baseball Classic tickets because I'm not ready to give those out.
We're excited for baseball. I wanted to talk baseball, but we're running out of time here, so we'll have to bring you back to talk that as well. As we get closer to spring training, we'll definitely do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Anytime.
Yep. So, guys, from George, from myself, from Ashley, we want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, very happy holidays. Whatever you're celebrating, be good out there. Bring good to the world. Celebrate. Enjoy the time with your family. I know some people are off the next couple of days and next week as well. Happy, healthy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year ahead. Wishing you guys the best. Again, follow George. Finn's Faithful Podcast. Like and subscribe his channel and like and subscribe here. Guys, have a good night and enjoy your holidays and Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, guys.